What's happening? What's happening? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we are reviewing a live sales call that I conducted with a prospect who jumped on being the biggest non-buyer. So non-committal language, I'm just shopping around, just want to see what you guys do. And you watch me take him from that state right through with my sales discovery in the process to an objectionless $8,000 deal. Okay. Now this is from a few months ago. I've got a backlog of gold standard call reviews that I'll be reviewing with you here on YouTube. So this is the first of many. Make sure you hit subscribe, drop a comment, and add me on Instagram as well. There'll be a lot more value where this comes from. So let's get into the video. Okay, here we are. Now I'm not going to stop everything and point out the ins and outs, but every now and then when there's a main point or something I could have improved on or something I did well, I will highlight it. But look, let's get into it. Your mute on and camera off. We'll jump straight anything. So I know you originally chatted with my assistant Mossy, right? He didn't bore you, did he?
Say it again.
You chatted with my assistant Mossy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't annoy you with his accent as well?
No.
Okay.
He was all right.
Yeah, he's on thin ice. I just want. Cool. Now, obviously, I'm going to blur the prospect out just for his privacy. But if you can see him, he looks like a little bit leaned out of the call, a little bit timid. But yeah, just to pick up on a body language I already made. I'll make sure, right? But look, he gave me a couple notes, so not starting completely blank. But I would love to hear from yourself, right? Like, what's the biggest reason you're wanting to transition careers, like right now? And last thing for context, I help people get started with a career transition into the coding space, so tech, AI, etc.
I mean, right now, just looking at different options right now. I mean, I've been looking to tech, for a minute as an option I could potentially go into. Just ran across the ad on YouTube, just saw, like 12-week boot camp, 100% guaranteed job. I mean, of course, like nothing's guaranteed, but I mean, yeah, it's always an opportunity to just actually have a career. We just want to get out. Kind of want to get out the job I have now, but just want to see what makes sense for me right now.
Right. Already, that's quite low committal language. And so with a new career, like once you gain the skills, make the transition, for you personally, like what are you wanting to accomplish as the overall outcome of the new career?
I mean, ideal would be, priority number one, of course, is financial freedom. And I mean, location freedom would be a luxury.
Mm-hmm. Okay. When you say financial freedom, like to different people, that can mean different things. Like what does that mean for you?
Well, not be not worried about bills, I guess. I mean, right now, just at a young age, just want.
See what a lot of people could have done there when he said, "Oh, not worried about bills." You could have laughed with him like, "Ha ha ha," but you'd lose frame. You'd be like, "No, motherfucker, I'm gonna stay quiet until you answer my question with a thoughtful response."
Just get something going, just, graduate school like 2 years ago. Just time to like step up in my life a little bit.
Okay, cool, man. And like, did you've been a landscaper for 4 or 5 years or so?
Like 5, or about to be 5.
Gotcha. I used to be a landscaper myself, so there you go, my friend. But I guess with that role, like specifically, like, what have you seen there that has caused you to, I guess, look elsewhere to make more money that way?
See what make. I mean, of course, I don't want to do that forever. That was a job I had during college. I mean, the main reason why I kept the job is because it's flexible and I'll be able to kind of look into different things. So
I would have said, why not? Why don't you want to do that forever?
Just doing the flexibility to look at other stuff and trying to, just trying to create something. Find out a career or skill.
So yeah, as it pertains to like financial freedom, increasing your income, like what's not been your expectation there? In other words,
that's not been the expectation at work.
Like, so what's not meeting your expectation there?
Oh, at my job.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're not going to treat financial freedom working in landscaping. I mean,
why not?
Just not. I mean, I only make like 19 hours. Yeah, I work part time.
You work part time, okay.
Yeah.
Just not making the income you ideally want to. How long have we noticed that's been the case?
I mean, of course that's always been the case, but I mean,
for the full 5 years.
Yeah, I mean, of course it was all right when I was in college, but I mean, since I graduated, still had the job. Of course, I just every time to find something else that I would somewhat enjoy. I mean, yeah, I kind of sort of looking for another job right now. I mean, definitely something. Now, my skill set in the past 4 months, 3 or so months ago from this call, April 20th, this was. It's what now, July 12th. I would have just picked up on his language much more. Just like, you guess or you think you need to make a transition? Like, well, what did he say specifically? I mean, I'm sort of looking for another job. You're sort of looking for another job, or you're committed to actually finding a way to get another job? Oh, I'm committed. Okay, cool. But what do you mean closer? Like almost 2 hour commute.
Shit.
Like, so 1 hour each way?
Yeah, no, 2 hours.
Oh.
2 hours, almost 2 hours there, 2 hours back. Yeah.
So we're how long are we working? What, 8 hour shift, 10 hour shift plus the travel?
So just data gathering right now.
Yeah, where it goes usually about 10 hours.
Okay. How's that part time, man?
No, it's like, of course, like part time while I was in school, between class. Well, I'd go for class and stuff like that, and I still, it's like I'm part time. I could work whenever I want. It's flexible. I go there and get a full day in. If I want to get a half day, I could. That's kind of like the
right. So with
go ahead.
Yeah, so from like the income standpoint, even the time commitment, with that being the reality in the case now, like what's that not allowing you to do that we ideally would want to?
Income.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, of course, right now, 23, eventually want to, get my parents' house,
Boom. 23 still living at his parents' house. He doesn't feel good about that. We got you.
Later on down the line, of course, and just be able to do stuff, and not have to worry about bills all the time.
Do what? Okay. Worry. Worry is a strong word. What caused you to use that verbiage to describe the financial situation now?
And so, do you mean?
So that's like that next level, because this was really process heavy, this call, and now picking up on language is obviously that next level up. Hence why I'm doing this core review.
Eventually, buy your parents' house. Is that what you're saying?
No, I just want because I'm still with my parents. I want to be able to move out the house.
Oh, okay, I see. Right, and for you, like, what kind of caused you to come to that recent realization? Because I can understand that. Okay, we finished college, been doing this since then. What shifted for you now? Where you're like, you know what, I actually want to draw a line in the sand, really start gaining these skills to make a pivot elsewhere.
I try to get better understand what you're saying.
For sure. So you've been in the landscape position for 5 years, and I know you mentioned you finished college. So we just naturally did this after school, rather. What shifted for you now, where you're like, I want to actually do something about this and make what's been that recent turning point?
I'm not getting any older, yeah.
You're still pretty young, man. What's what was we speak to a lot of people where they had
So right there, like a week closer would have said, oh yeah, you're not. Boom, lost frame. It's like, that's a shit response. I'm not going to accept that. So I'm going to push back. Like, oh, you still look pretty young. Because you've been getting older every freaking day, man.
Draw that broke the camel's back in a sense. I'm going to cause them like, I'm going to make a change about this. What was that for you?
Just realize I just not where I want to be. Of course, a lot of people lie on social media and stuff like that, about the lifestyle stuff. I ain't looking at that, but the world's only gonna get more expensive from here, and I'm just not gonna just be able to survive well and get a job. At 23, people, a lot of people doing better than me at 23. So I just feel like just kind of far behind where I should be.
Okay. How does that sit with you?
How's that? What feel?
Should have asked that more customers, like feeling like you're behind. How does that actually sit with you?
No, in that aspect, like when you say I feel like I'm behind, like how do you mean? Like how does that sit with you?
Of course not having money to.
Would have caught out of course by now as well. So what do you mean, of course? Like, I'm not sure. I don't know this, man.
Be able to do things that don't want to do, and I know I'm capable of doing more. So I feel like just lacking like skill to really like find a job that I really want. I just want to like learn and master skills, so be able to leverage it for the future.
Look, I appreciate the openness. And would you say like is it ultimately time for a change?
Yeah, of course.
You sure? I noticed a bit of hesitation when you said that.
Obviously it's time for a change. Just trying to figure out, how I'm going to change.
Interesting. Okay. Because look, when in the 5-year period, more recently, when do we feel like it's time for a change? In other words, like when did that inkling first start coming up to mind?
I guess since I graduated.
So what I'm doing here, I want to get a really, really clear timeline, so then I can punish him on his inaction within that timeline. Because I can already tell, like, from the way he's showed up, there is a belief. There is a belief we need to address, which is going to help make the sale, but also help him get to where he want to go and help him out of his own way.
Probably coming. I knew I wasn't going to do landscaping forever, of course.
When did you graduate? Like
2024.
So about 2 years. Okay.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things, Robert, I'm sure in the marketplace, like you're obviously paid into proportion to the skills that you have, right? So in that past 2 years since we noticed that.
So what I just did there, let me back this up to this question.
Yes, okay.
I'm now going to put a psyop and now put a frame that this conversation is now about skills and you gaining the skills. Because I don't want to hear any BS of him changing jobs, getting a new job, this, that. I don't want to hear that. I want to hear about him doing further or higher education to gain skills. Because I know he probably hasn't, or not at the capacity he could have, otherwise he wouldn't be on the call. And then there's going to be a belief that's tied with him not gaining the skills. So in this question, when I break it down, so it's one of those things in the marketplace, you're obviously paid in proportion to the skill set that you have. Right. Perfect. And then he will say a little, yeah, makes sense. So that's him buying into the frame. Then the conversation is about skills. So in the past 2 years, since we've noticed that, outside of landscaping, so he can't tell me he did a landscaping course, yada, 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 because he knows that landscaping isn't going to meet his expectations. What exactly have you been doing to gain the skills? Because we're having a conversation about skills, so you can pivot careers elsewhere. Now, I probably should have added so you can pivot careers elsewhere to ultimately make the money that you want and get your time back.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things, Robert, I'm sure you know in the marketplace, like you're obviously paid into proportion to the skills that they have, right? So in that past 2 years since we noticed that, outside of the landscaping, what exactly have you been doing to gain the skills so you can pivot careers elsewhere?
Well, for the most part, I've been trying to dip into sales, kind of what you're doing. I mean,
See, I'm unshakable by him. So yeah, you know I'm a sales guy. I don't care. You're not gonna get me like, oh yeah, how do you know what I'm doing? It's not sales. Yeah, it is. So bro, you ain't getting me off my game.
most part, I've been trying to dip into sales, kind of what you're doing. I mean, appointment setting. I got my insurance license right now. I mean, do insurance on the side, trying to dip and dive into that.
How's that going?
Going all right. I mean, sort of a few policies, but it's still work in progress. Definitely need to get better.
Okay. When did coding come into the field now? When did that come to your mind?
I won't say it would have been coding. It was more like, I mean, tech is generally just a future. It's a growing field, and a lot of you got to worry about AI replacing a lot of jobs. I mean, I don't think AI is going to really replace landscape. They're kind of pretty safe for there, but
One of these robots. I mean, so when did coding first, like when did that? Oh, sorry, the technology and AI. When did that first come to it?
I mean, actually, I dip into, Leon Oatley.
Not familiar.
Well, it's like a got a YouTube channel that basically about tech. Been looking to AI automations and stuff like that, and trying to AI automation with no code AI. So I mean, I took some courses with that, just trying to test stuff out. See how it was.
So when?
So when?
So like when did we
Yeah. So you ain't giving me a timeline yet. I'm gonna double down and get the timeline.
first start exploring and thinking about coding technology?
I say like late last year, maybe. I mean,
So it's like six months or so.
you can say that.
I don't want to say, man. Like
maybe like December-ish, maybe.
Okay, so it's also 5 months. Okay, cool. And so I'm glad to hear you've
Yeah. So, oh, you can say that. No, I'm asking you a question. Answer my question.
been doing some courses. What is that?
It all just comes down to the frame.
Did you do that in the AI sector?
With the AI.
Yep.
Mostly, try to attempt to build automations. Using make.com. Yeah, that's right. As far as I got, Yeah, I mean, I just seen a bunch of ads, across like my YouTube, triple tennis. I'm pretty sure you heard of that.
So you invested in yourself with this AI program?
Said I invest myself in that program.
Yeah. So like with the AI program, you said so you invested in yourself, yeah, for that program.
Oh no, it was free. It was school. It was in school.
Oh, okay, interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I guess interesting. So in that 5 months, then, like, what do you?
Now I'm going to pivot the conversation to be like, okay, not just gaining the skills, because he was gaining some skills. It's like, okay, why didn't you invest into yourself to get the right help to gain advanced skills? Is kind of what I'm pivoting now this to.
Feel Robert ultimately like prevented you from investing with some.
Otherwise, we're going to clash heads if I say, oh, why haven't you gained skills? Because he has, but not advanced skills because he hasn't invested in himself.
Some higher education, a more advanced program to gain these skills in the tech space.
I said mostly because I wasn't really trying to invest into a tech program at the moment because I was trying to working in insurance. Trying to grind that out. But I mean, for some reason, I mean, tech it just seems my interest. Kind of look for just because sales is a non-guaranteed income. Is you earn based on results, of course, and tech you get a job, no guaranteed income. So I just kind of replaced the guaranteed income part.
So when did we realize that was the case? Like with sales, or with insurance, where it's like obviously because I presume for commission, obviously up and down week to week. When did we realize that was the case?
I mean, I've been new, but I mean, it's like, I always knew, but I mean, of course, I just thought, if I kept, mastering, trying to keep learning the skill sales, I'll be all right,
When did we not fully believe in that belief anymore? Like when did we realize, okay, maybe it's a little bit hard enough?
always knew sales wasn't easy, and I know I'm basically a rookie, in sales in general. So I mean, I
Look,
was
I mean, it's like, I mean, to cut you off, in the 2 years where we commenced the sales, how long ago from here, like when we're into the sales journey, do we realize, okay, potentially I might need to go elsewhere, have a more consistent income?
I say mostly when I started investing into leads, and not having the success that I want.
And that was,
Say like early this year, like once a month I go drop like 750 into leads and trying to make a
early this year, man. Give me an ambiguous answer. What was it? Is it January, February?
Gonna call the bluff. Just give me the answers, bro. Be behaved prospects.
Yeah.
yeah, like between January and like March.
Cool. So it's really been just 4 months then. So what have we done when we realized that? What have we done?
So reason I got that timeline, because he's been doing stuff before. He invested in himself, but once he realized that it wasn't meeting his expectation, I then want to get clear on what he did to pivot. Now, if I could go back, if I had this call right now with my skill set, I would have probed a little bit after I asked him what he's done to gain the skills. And then I would have said this, I'm like, hey, man, you seem like a switched on individual, right? So genuine question, not externally, more internally. Why do you feel like the outcome we desire hasn't truly happened yet? So that probably would have cut this discovery. It was 33-minute discovery. Would have cut this down to probably, I'd say 25 odd minutes. And what that does, it just wipes it all out and then it goes straight for the belief. So that's something I would have added in.
To pivot as it pertains to higher education with a different career field?
I mean, nothing yet,
Okay. Well, why not, brother?
You like why I haven't transitioned yet?
Yeah, like why, if we noticed at the start of this year, what's, I guess, held us back or slowed us down from
So exactly, same thing there. That question just would have worked wonders.
investing in ourselves for a different career pathway?
No, I mean, I wasn't 100% thinking about it like January, that's kind of, I would say more like March. It's like, okay, like, it's kind of more of a expensive education. I'm spending more money than I make, so I'm kind of like losing money than I gaining money. So I just figured, if I try to get a different job or just try something that kind of like let me make more money. So eventually, I could do that and I could invest money to insurance on the side.
Sure. Do you know what?
So you can obviously tell I'm digging for the belief. He hasn't given it to me. One thing that it comes down with an IQ or sales EQ rather, where if I keep going back and forth with a prospect and that approach isn't working and I'm not getting the belief, first of all, we know if we don't get the belief, they're generally not going to buy if it's a mindset battle, right? Unless it's a skill gap call when they're more sophisticated, which this guy isn't. There is a belief. If we don't get that belief, we won't make the sale. He's going to give us objections at the end because it doesn't hold the weight. But we keep looping to get the belief and the conversation's going nowhere. So you run the risk of pissing the prospect off. That's why you might get a hang up mid-discovery, or you get this guy that just shuts down and then you pretty much just lose a sale there. So I'm now going to give him an analogy I'm going to give him my perspective on why I'm asking these questions to contextualize it and then reframe it. So I'm asking him and I get him to give me these answers because I want to help him and I want to see him win. So it's like, you're not giving me the answers for me. You're giving me the answers so we can both overcome that together so you can get results inside the program. So I want to get on his side of the table so he opens up to give me the belief, which you'll see how I do that here.
Do you know why I ask these questions, man? Because like you potentially learned it when you were doing some of your sales training. It's like, because the first thing when we hopped on the call today, after my first question, you said, I'm just exploring options. So what that says, man, so it's non-buyer language, right? So I kind of just want to uncover and address, man, because if we've got a goal of like increasing our income, having a different career, and we're not there yet, there's always, it's human nature, right? There's always a limited belief or something that's held someone back. So I guess for you, brother, like if you really took a moment to consider it and be real, like you have been, like what's actually held you back?
I'm not believing, I'm not.
Before I assume that, how I would have asked that now to be a little bit more in his interest. So awesome. Do you know why I ask these questions? If we've had a goal for the past, let's say 2 years, and we're not there yet, it's human nature. It means there's something internal that would prevent someone to get into their goals. Otherwise, we'd be there already, right? Get a mini buy-in. So the thing that would break my heart is if I enroll a student, I enroll a client into this program, and there's a belief that if unaddressed, let's say 3 weeks, a couple months from now, gets in the way of them getting results and prevents them from having success, I would lose sleep on that. So the reason I ask these questions is because I genuinely want to see you in and I want to help. So if we really thought about it a layer deeper, my friend, what really held you back? What really slowed you down? And you'll notice when I ask that question, my tonality is like, it's just immense frame. It's like, give me the fucking belief so we can help you. But the way it's packaged is they know that. Just look at his response to this question.
Maybe not believe in myself. Of course, got self-doubt and probably capital like to invest, in a different skill set.
But what was that last part? I understood the self-doubt.
And probably be able to, invest, into something different,
Yeah, okay. Look, I appreciate the answer there.
Give him a little reward. Because it's taken 20 minutes on the call for him to open up like that. I'm going to give a dog a treat, all right? Open him up, and then every time he be's honest with me, I'll give him more dopamine by rewarding his good behavior.
Because with the investment side of things, it's like, it can't be both reasons, right? Like a reason to do something to increase our financial means. We can't allow the current financial situation to hold us back, right? But I guess really over...
So what I'm doing now with the finances, I'm just slapping it out of the way. It's like, don't give me that shit. But this is where we get into a real conversation from this.
Really over the past 2 years, right? We did the self-doubt and I guess not getting the specific skills we need. If I ask you a bit more of a directed question, like what's that ultimately cost you in these 2 years?
Basically just no waste of time, just knowing that I could be in a better position than I am now.
Where do you feel like you would have been?
Or I feel like where I could be.
Mm-hmm. Like 2 years ago, if we started.
2 years, if I started with y'all, or
us out of the equation, like gain the specific skills we need for a career that can provide us a consistent income.
Just be able to provide more for myself and, just create a better life myself, just feel more like freedom.
What are we doing with the freedom? Like, what are you doing?
Probably have my own, house,
So he's moved around a little bit because I can tell he's getting emotional. How I would have re-asked this is when we asked the cost question. Right here. Basically just a waste of time, knowing that I could probably be in a better position. In a better position meaning what? Oh, more freedom. What do you mean? Okay. And typically they might say a buzzword, like, oh, not stressing about bills or not worried about bills. I would call that out and be like, worry's a strong word, Robert. Like, what caused you to say that? Or what caused you to use worry to describe it? Or if they laugh for a bit of cope. So a quick timeout, Robert, like, what caused you to laugh when I asked that question, man? Really? Like, concerned. And then we just go a layer deeper, because what I've done here is I've kind of built him up after the pain. I want to go deep pain. But here I'm like, oh, what is the freedom? What are we doing with the freedom? So I've kind of built him up above that pain line, which I shouldn't have done.
What are we doing with the freedom? So that's been the cost over the past 2 years.
Yeah, just not be able to look like that one.
Because we can't change what's happened in the past, right? All we get to do is decide on what happens now, moving forward in the future. So just to make sure we have the veracity and the velocity to really show up on the day-to-day when things happen, what will we continue to lose if we don't make a change and don't gain these skills? Let's say another 2 years from now.
He's cooked. He's cooked now. Little tear.
Basically another 2 years wasted, just bills just still be there. Probably kind of disappointment of myself. I didn't, I could have done better. Would still be there. Yeah, just.
So what do you mean? Like this disappointment? Yeah, how so?
Be able to.
Buzzword, bang. Let's talk about it.
Create income for myself and just. Yeah, for the most part, yeah, just income. For the most, the goal just make more money, honestly. Then the rest of the work could come later.
Okay. So we're looking to make sure that the next 2 years goes the way we want to, right? What mindset shift do you feel like you now need to make to actually make this a reality with the career that we want to be in?
Probably just discipline for the most part.
Yeah, probably, brother.
Yeah, yeah. Discipline.
And see, now at this call, I've got enough frame with him. I can just have a bit of fun. It's like, probably? What do you mean? Don't give me that shit.
Consistency.
Consistency with what?
Just, not don't get sidetracked. Just keep doing the same day every day. Eventually, the repetition will pay off.
Okay. And You mean repetition with working the job you're in now, or repetition with what else?
You know, like wherever I go into, try to pursue.
And like, what do you? And obviously coding, right? What else are you considering at the moment to pursue into?
Yeah, I mean that, or like just sales. Just trying to keep on with sales.
Just going down, just getting a bit of buying on the pathway just to make sure he doesn't give me a different like business model objection at the end of the call.
Why don't we know? Like, if we've already a few months into
Lean out. Why don't you? I don't need the sale.
the sales, why look at something completely new like coding?
But right now I want to look for something more guaranteed. I mean, so I could just a guaranteed income that I could transition out my landscaping job. It's kind of like the goal right now.
Gotcha.
So obviously, I mean, I'm not good enough at sales to be able to make that transition, and of course, not have that safety net.
Okay, cool. So I guess that means coding. Sales has to go on the back burner. Is that what you're saying? Logically,
Yeah, for right now, at least, yeah.
makes sense. Okay, because it's like, if I can offer this perspective, and it's like the decisions we've made in the past, with the past 2 years, like the past 4 or 5 months.
So generally now, this is what I'm doing now. Once I've costed their limiting belief, I've hit him with the future consequence of holding them back, and then I get a commitment to change, like to draw a line in the sand, etc., etc. I now tie in their identity. So like, awesome, would that version of Robert 2.0 that's making 6 figures, has that freedom for his kids, would he allow that self-doubt to hold him back, or would he overcome it? Well, why? Well, when do you want to overcome it? So tie it to their identity. However, what I did for this guy, I'm like, I'm going to still cook him a bit, because just the way he hopped on my call, which is why I added this part in.
Because it's like, if I can offer this perspective, and it's like the decisions we've made in the past, with the past 2 years, over the past 4 or 5 months, since we've noticed this, if that's led us to where we are right now, and like you're saying, like from the income standpoint, we're ideally not where we want to be. Do we need to keep making comfortable decisions like, I'm just going to explore this, might do this, or do you feel like to get a different outcome, we need to make an uncomfortable and a different type of decision to get there? Is that fair to say, or am I completely wrong?
No, you're right.
Okay. Why do you feel like you need to make a different type of decision now, though?
I mean, if I do the same thing, just same results.
So, Albert Einstein, right? That's the definition of insanity. Because I guess I'm not saying you're insane, though, right? That's his definition, my friend. Look, I appreciate the openness, because I think so.
So at this point, I'm like, all right, cool. We got him to a good state. He's in a buying state. We've dragged him through some pain. He's got the future pain. So because he's 23, with people that are younger, there's not a big cost. Like I had a call the other day, recently, so this month in July, where I hit a cost on someone. He was younger, maybe 22, and there wasn't much there. And I'm like, are you sure you're not coping? Just a bit of pushback, etc. But then hit him a future consequence. Oh, the brother was dead, because that's where his pain was, because he's young. Same thing here. So I'd accept a bit of an average cost answer if someone's young, and then I'm going to make sure the future consequence holds the weight. So that's where they're going to make the buying decision from.
I think lots of people are saying your income is around the 25 to 30 a year, right?
Yeah.
So what are we aiming for? Let's say about 12 months from now. I want to think realistic time frame. What are we aiming for to actually scale income up to?
Anything about 30, but I mean,
give me the real goal, man. Don't give me the.
Okay, at least. I mean, I don't know what realistic income that that the comfort is, but I mean, of course, like first goal, I want to make at least 5K a month, then of course go to 10, etc.
Okay. It's a nice number, the 10K a month. So eventually, so 120 a year in due time, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And so, like, besides the obvious, like, I get it, logging into the bank account, seeing more zeros there, I get that, right? That aside, like, what actually changed on the day-to-day for you there, Robert? I want you made the transition, we're bringing in 120 a year, we're in a career we're proud of. Like, what doors does that unlock?
Well, I'd definitely be happier. I mean, yeah. I mean,
that put a smile on your face, didn't it?
Well, yeah.
I'm seeing his teeth. I haven't seen the teeth this whole call. He's smiling.
Again,
So, and as of right now, just for EQ, like I got to build this guy up before I pitch. Otherwise, depressed people, sad people don't buy. They don't feel like they can do it. So I got to build him up with a nice future pace, and then I'll pitch him so he's in the buying pocket.
My own place, just knowing that I'm comfortable now, just the best feeling. I'm not really a materialistic guy, well, can't afford to be obviously, but I mean, I don't really care about materialistic things. Just want to make sure that I always have money in my account.
Okay.
And trying to maybe invest into other stuff to keep income going.
Oh, cool. When I'm saying new house as well, what's the plan there? Like, you want to get a bachelor pad and move out into an apartment, or want to crib with the boys? What are we thinking there?
No, just a basic apartment, Maybe definitely want to move get out of this small town, take that.
Yeah, where are we going?
No opportunity.
I see you over in Miami. Oh my.
I ain't ready for that. I don't think 120 is that. It's nothing.
You need at least a 20 for Miami, right? So where would you go?
I mean, I probably would be maybe Columbia or Charleston, South Carolina. I don't know if you heard of those, but I mean, well, Australia, of course you don't, but
Columbia in the US or Columbia?
the U.S.
I used to live in Columbia, man. So yeah.
Like a city in my state,
Okay, cool.
the capital.
Okay. Well, look, brother, I want to let you know, like, Robert, like that version of you does exist, right? Who is making the 10K now? Has the lifestyle you want, you've got the comfortability, being able to move out and do what you want to do. Like, that's one version. And then there is the version of Robert who I am speaking with today here on Zoom. What we find with all of our most successful students, there was always something internal that they needed to overcome to bridge the gap they had from when starting to the ideal outcome and where they want to go. Right. So I guess from your perspective, what do you feel like that gap is for you? Do you feel like internally you really need to overcome to make this a reality?
It's mostly like seeing the vision, knowing that it is possible, just lock it in, just make it a priority.
Do you feel like it is possible for you? If you do the work, of course.
If I do the work, yeah, of course.
Okay, well, will you do the work?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah.
More buying.
If I know it's possible, then yeah, of course. I'll say, I mean, is it 100% guaranteed placement, job placement?
No, I'll walk you through that in a moment, okay? But what was that?
I say, like, if it's that, then of course I'm gonna work for that. Of course, if it's some guaranteed, why not?
Yeah, we got an option plan, because I guess I don't want you coming in right thinking, obviously we got a guarantee, which I will walk you through, but I don't want us to be hedging on the guarantee, right? Because if we need a guarantee to have the confidence to bet on something, it typically says that it's coming from a place of lack of self-confidence. So I guess for you, man, guarantee aside, like, do you feel like it is time to draw a line in the sand, actually make an uncomfortable move so we can get these skills to have the career we want?
Yeah.
Okay. But look, I feel like we've covered some ground, Robert. I do appreciate transparency, my friend. Do you have a pen or paper or a document, something to take some notes on?
And then boom, then I go into pitch. Now, it was a solid call overall. Looking back, what I would have done differently, probably could have cut this call down to like 25 minutes instead of 32 for the discovery, is I would have done what I did, problem phase at the start. I've got the goal, reverting into problem, and then I would have numbers gapped him there. Then would have got the belief and cut through the belief by a genuine question then, because you seem like an intelligent individual. Why do you feel like the outcome we desire hasn't happened yet? I'd get that, and then get that belief. I would cost it on the pass, and then do a future consequence if that belief continues to shape them. I'd then get a commitment to change. Are you sure? When? Why now? Why not just kick the can down the road? And then what I'd do, I would tie in some identity there and be like, awesome, because Robert 2.0, who's making 120K a year, he's got the life he wants. Does he allow that doubt and self-doubt to hold him back, or does he overcome it? Okay, well, why? Well, where do those people end up that always let that self-doubt hold them back? So that's how I would have tied the identity. I would have then gone into future pace, built him up there, maybe a little bit of commitment before pitch, and then I would have done a devil versus angel analogy, which this will make sense in some of my newer calls where you'll see me run this process. But yeah, that's what I would have done differently on this call. Like I said, solid call overall, closed for a 8K deal, objectionless. So yeah. If you found some value in that video, which I know you would have, let me know down in the comments your main takeaways. And if you haven't hit subscribe already, what are you doing? Help a brother out, hit subscribe, and add me on Instagram at Jax Heaton for some more value. There'll be a lot more where this comes from. I've got over 10, maybe 20 gold standard call reviews that I'll be smashing through on my Sundays. So there's going to be a lot more value where it comes from. So make sure you're a part of the journey. Take care, everyone. See you on the next video.